third sneak. Ooh, man, getting some really great draws I felt there, but J Siri able to really pull it out there, ties it up, and we're going to a third game for this round. We'll have to see kind of who gets the better draw this time around. I mean, that's what I was talking about when you get these mirrors going on. It is just top deck after top deck. I, for one, am so burnt out on this particular match. Playing mono black myself, I have come across so many other mono black players, and you really just have to kind of understand the mirror and play it well. I play a little bit of a different version, but we will definitely see more of the same in this next game. Lots of creature kill, probably another Crypt Rats ending, and plenty of discard into top deck mode. So a little bit of thought going on. There we go, getting into this third game. And hopefully Sneak will not have to mulligan all the way down to 5 cards. Oh, nope. Dropping to 6. Off to another stellar start as J Siri keeps his hand. Thinking on whether or not to go to 5 here for Sneak. Lots of thought into this. Might be a sketchy hand. Don't be curious. The suspense is killing me here. Don't drag it out, man. You know, 10 minutes you do timeout, so yeah, exactly. All right, well, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna wait. I got no filler here, so Sneak keeps the hand. All right, so I have an only to drop to 6. Obviously not on the draw here. Going to be a little disadvantage, but not so bad. Getting that turn 1 duress evens things up a little bit. We'll have to see what J Siri has going on for him. Definitely a suspenseful last game here, especially if it ends up like the last one. Looks like it was Tendrils, Crypt Rats, Sign in Blood, Chittering Rats, Swamp, Shinobi Swamp. So we will probably see Swamp and a Sign in Blood on turn 2 there. Oh no! Sneak, you're killing me. So this is, I'm guessing, why he was debating so much on whether or not to keep the hand. Turn 3 passes and Sneak does not hit his second Swamp. That is not good. And a Wrench Mine coming out. Going to put him down a couple of cards there. I guess in his benefit, J Siri doesn't hit a third land there. If you have to find some silver lining. Turn 4 passes. Sneak does not find another one. Probably Crypt Rats. Okay, Chittering Rats coming down again, keeping Sneak off the land draw. And pass this turn along. Going to take at least 2 off the Rats. Oh man, that is tough to swallow. But we are definitely mirroring. We are seeing the same from last match, where J Siri was easily able to find a ton of lands and Sneak stuck on not finding as many. It's interesting how that works out, and you have 2 players in the same list. Does finally hit his he does finally hit his second land drop here on turn 6. Kills off the Chittering Rats, but he's still going to face down at least a Rager. I do find it interesting he left in the Echoing Decay. I mean, again, it is a great card because, like Ravenous Rats, it's one of the few options we have in Pauper to really wipe a board. But the fact that you're running the mirror means that there's always a chance that you're going to be hurting yourself more to play it. Yeah, and as Sea Weaver says, if they lose this match, things are going to be on the ropes for Team Sneaky Little Green Men, because they will have left only their Elves player, and that is a pretty terrible matchup for Elves. I do find it a very courageous deck of choice there from Sea Weaver, but I think he might have been better served with his Delver. So Chittering Rat's going to keep J-Siri as well off of a 4th land drop. Kind of interesting, both players here turn 7, only at 3 land. I mean, 3 is kind of a nice sweet spot for the deck. Going to keep J-Siri, it looks like, off the land 1 more turn. So 3 is okay, you can get by on 3. Obviously 4 is going to be more important as you can find the tendrils and more from there. You know, the more mana, obviously, the more spells you can play in a turn. So Sneak going down to 11. 3 is going to be Crypt Rats onto the field. Sneak finding a 4th, maybe a Tendrils. Okay, Crypt Rats of his own. Not a lot can be done there, but it does provide a very interesting scenario. Again, both of these players currently have their own chance, at least, of taking this to a game 4 through the activation of Crypt Rats for a tie. So, both attack through, no blocks. Looks like we will see that Shinobi finally coming in, probably off the Rager, just so he can reuse the draw ability. Nothing really Sneak can do about that. Going to lose both cards in his hand, even if he decided to chump with any of those. Chump either of those, the Shinobi would still come in on the one he did not chump block. Looks like it's going to be better, or he's going to at least choose to simply take the damage, discard the 2 cards in hand, and probably use the Crypt Rats to kill that off. So, draw here. I'm going to just right away kill things off instead of waiting any chance for the Rager or whatnot to come down. Not trying to be greedy with that in any ways. Doesn't, you know, allow a bigger trigger from the opposing Crypt Rats, at the very least. Really a tough spot to be in. Down to 5 life now. Again, puts things like, you know, the draw on Rager and the draw on Sign in Blood out of reach. As the game progresses here, looks like he's going to put a Rager on the field, draw a card, down to 4 without a kill. Dress is going to help a little bit. Without a kill, it's looking like he's going to drop to 2, probably trade the Rager for 1. And maybe just concede out based upon J-Siri's hand. If he has a kill spell, gets rid of Tendrils. Oh, there is a Victim of Night. So that's going to be game over. Just going to concede out this match. J-Siri going to take down another round, beating the Mirror and basically the creator of the deck, the proponent of the deck, say. And going to take it down to the 3rd game. Going to have to beat Sea Weaver. Probably a really fast match against Elves.
Left me in the warm, but I've tried everything, dear. I am done with my part.
Alright, so we're moving into the final game here of our finals match. This will be the difference between 1st and 2nd. Basically double the prize for the players that win this. And this will be this will be perhaps a fast match. We have for Team DBC, currently up 2-1. J-Siri running mono black control, and his opponent there is Sea Weaver for Team Sneaky Little Green Men. Needs to pull off something big here in order to finish this off. Going to be incredibly hard. He is running Elves versus mono black control, and that is a very, very tough matchup. Obviously, Elves benefits from having multiple creatures on the field, and if any deck has an option to keep that from happening, it is going to be, obviously, mono black control, running the Crypt Rats, running things like Echoing Decay. Going to be pretty simple for him to sweep the board. Hopefully, Sea Weaver can make a game out of this. I will I will definitely be happy. But it's going to be tough, I'm not going to lie. I hate to count him out from the start, but it is going to be an incredibly tough matchup. So, finally hitting that second land drop here from Mono Black on the second turn. Obviously, 2 is the great starting spot. It provides the best options for, playing out kill spells. Witches come down. That's going to provide any number of easy kills on these elves, since the majority have 1 toughness. Oh, man. Seaweaver, considering his options, at least we'll get 1 turn of activation on these other elves. Throws out the Priest of Titania, which is simply probably going to be eaten based on the witches on the next turn now that they come out of Summoning Sickness. Yep, there is the activation, which is targeting the Priest. That will die, and J-Series will take 1, but it's going to take away basically a significant mana producer for the Elves deck. A little bit of thought going on here. Verdict going to just completely clear the board. Seaweaver looks like kept 1 land hand, something that you can actually get away with Elves. Unfortunately, he's lost basically his double mana producers. Island coming down, that is used later for card draw, and Well-Wisher is going to be played, but Well-Wisher is going to, again, simply be eaten to the witches. So, yep, there's the activation on the witches. Going to take a single point in the retribution and draw a couple of cards. Plenty of mana open for a kill later on. 4 cards in hand for Seaweaver, probably a couple more elves. But hitting that hitting that turn 2 witches is just, I hate to say it, but almost game dress coming out. Not a very strong card in this matchup. It will eat up obviously the Distant Melody, but Seaweaver says he's hoping to make him kill himself with witches, and he did actually have the Distant Melody, so that will get thrown out. Dress not as strong a card in this particular matchup because it is a very, very creature-heavy deck, usually running very few non-creature spells. So getting down a Timberwatch Elf, which is great. That will provide him with at least 1 out. Having 2 toughness means that the witches cannot kill it. Fortunately, that doesn't bode well for his kill yourself with witches plan. 2 cards here, obviously looking to take advantage of the mana costs. The life costs on Sign in Blood, Enrager, and Witches to try and even things out here, but going to be a very, very tough, very, very tough game. Sentinel comes out. Again, he does have a couple of these little guys that have more than just 1 toughness. What is the witch's bug? Sorry, getting sidetracked by chat here. Tapping out, killing off the Llanowar, dropping himself to 13 and doing so. Ravenous Rats coming down, forcing a discard of the Priest. Putting Seaweaver into top deck, and Victim just clearing the board state. Ranger coming down. Okay, seems like Witch is the only one in play. You can't activate it. Why would you want to activate it if it was the only one in play instead of attacking? Curious. I'm sure I'm missing something here, but I will definitely love to learn. So, Edict effect, killing off the Ranger, keeping the Witches from having to... Yeah, but what's the benefit for shooting him end of turn if there's a clear path to attack? So you can't play 1/1. Okay, alright, I guess I could see that. Crypt Rat's coming down. Eventually going to be able to whittle away enough life here that he can just activate the Crypt Rats and clear the path. I mean, Crypt Rats in itself is basically a good game against elves. So, J-Series trying to decide how he best wants to deal with it. Plenty of options. Looks like he's going to use the Witches once again. attack through with his 2 rats for 2 damage. Timberwatch Elf coming out. Looks like definitely a tough matchup. Sorry, this, again, sidetracked my chat. There's a bit of debate over the plays going on here. It's very tough when you're in this particular matchup, and your opponent's deck is so well built for this matchup and has so many, great things that it can do against you. It's pretty easy to get discouraged and kind of just make plays without thinking a lot. Not that it would necessarily make a difference to do some things one or another, but there are some other plays that could be made. And I am definitely one for playing out matches personally. So, it's whatever. Gonna be definitely tough. J-Series again, plenty of options for killing this out. 3 cards in hand, obviously going to have some kind of answer. Looks like he's going to choose the Crypt Rats to finish that off and attack through with the Witch. Finally evening things up. Sea Weaver was against, at a point where the Witches had actually put J-Series down to within range. Obviously not doing anything, but he was ahead in life points for what little win that is. So another Elves coming down. 2 toughness. Gonna get past the Witches, but 4 cards in hand from J-Series means that quite possibly an answer for it. Another Crypt Rat's coming down. And he could, again, if he so desired, activate that to clear the way. And it looks like he will. And then attack through once again. Finally ahead in the life points. And unearths Crypt Rats. Okay, this is going to put him in a pretty good position. 6 lands available. Yep, that would be game. Activate the Crypt Rats there for 6. Would put J-Series down to 1. And then he could simply activate the Witches for the win. So he's going to just concede out there. Going to be, again, pretty tough on the sideboards. Let's see what Sea Weaver has to try and pull this out. One of the things that you will occasionally see from Elves is the use of Spider Silk Armor. That is an enchantment that enables them all to get +0/+1. And it is something that he is not currently running. So, going to be a little tough. Obviously, hindsight being 20/20, that is kind of a really great thing to put in there. He does have Rapid Vigor, which he's probably going to bring in because the ability to regenerate creatures. Maybe Moment's Peace. Maybe. I'm not sure I even find that to be a thrilling choice. As far as J-Series goes, he does have that 4th Witch, which I would not be shocked if he brought that in. 3 copies of Shrivel as well are going to just be significantly strong against all of those little 1/1 guys. And we'll have to see what else. Again, he's got the Devour Flesh. Probably sideboarding out some of the discard in favor of these extra kills isn't going to put him back too far. And I wouldn't, again, be surprised to see the Shrivels come in alongside that extra Witch. You have so many that are just that 1 toughness. It's pretty easy to kind of peel your way through those and make that. So J-Series looking to take this down. This is the last one. All he has to do is win 1 more game, and his team will end up in 1st place for this Team League Finals. We'll have to see if Sea Weaver can pull magic out of a hat to make this happen. Little delay in sideboarding, but that's okay. While they are waiting on this, I will start to do our plugs, there will be, obviously the videos from last week a little bit delayed, but you can check out last week, which was another matchup between these two teams, last round of the regular season. You can check that out. Those will go up on the Mtgo Academy YouTube page as soon as possible. As we get into this game here, again, J-Series just needs to pull this down for his team to take the win. And these will also go up on the Mtgo Academy YouTube page as soon as possible. If you're watching this live, you can check out on every other Thursday the series I have, anything but my Pauper series on Mtgo Academy, which is great. And that's where you'll find a lot of the information. You know, there'll be a little quick summary on this. And I talk about the Academy Showcase, which is great. We do that on a monthly basis, and you can find a lot of great information about competitive and casual Pauper. Casual might be a little bit more of our focus these days now that we've lost our daily events, but we'll see what happens. So you can also check out, follow me on Twitter at Mtgo JustSin. That's going to be the best place to find me for regular updates, discussions on Pauper, information about what is coming from future Academy showcases. And more importantly, you will find kind of our wrap-up series, our wrap-up article. We had to kind of skip one last week, but you will find our final summary wrap-up on castingcommons.com. And that will be kind of just a summary, a congratulations to whichever team pulls out this win. And a little bit of a wrap-up discussion based on, you know, final thoughts, what we learned. We tried something different for this event, and just kind of see what happens. Landed a turn 2 witches here, which is really nice, obviously, in this matchup. I feel really bad because you got a really great start here from Sea Weaver with double priest and a Heart Warden for, you know, later draw and whatnot. So a really great start there, but unfortunately hitting that turn 2 witches is going to be a lot for him to overcome. And there you go. Does also land a Shrivel, wipes the board, 3 cards in hand. J-Series just going to take down this win. His team is going to win this 3-1, and will take down the first place there. And we will definitely give it up here to Sneaky Little Green Men. They played really well throughout this regular season. They will pull in second place. And I do thank, first of all the players, as well as our sponsors here, mtgoacademy.com. Check them out for articles, videos, and obviously your card needs. And also thanks to castingcommons.com for allowing me to host my series there. And finally, big thanks to the players on both of these teams. Had some issues with some of the other teams, but these two teams were absolutely a pleasure and very helpful in getting this all together. So I'm more than happy to pay them out. Thank you guys for watching. And again, don't forget to check out all of the good stuffs.